Hello friends, here's a new edition of the EU Melee News Report. This week, I'm moving the shoutouts section to the end of the report and diving right in. Tell me if that's better in comments. Same 2021. Smash Sauna is just around the corner. It's on the weekend of Eurovision, so if you want to go for the full EU experience, don't forget to post your jankiest selfie with the hashtag SmashSaunaVision. It will also feature the Heat Corner, where your hottest takes and warmest shoutouts will be read out loud on stream. To take part in the Heat Corner, you can either tweet with the Smash Sauna hashtag or fill in an anonymous form. The link to that form is of course in the description of this episode. In more general news, the same leaderboard has been updated with country flags, results of individual tournaments, and a few quality of life updates. While I haven't seen any important national news in the past 2 weeks, it has been a big time for content. Pipsqueak was interviewed on the Melee Stats podcast about his Melee career, the same circuit, and European Melee in general. Jim Morrison picked up his years-old series on the history of Dutch Melee and posted a 2015 installment on his blog. He calls it one of the most magical years of Melee, and you can see why when you read it. David Kimball produced an hour-long documentary on the early steps of Melee and how the game was developed. A team is working on non-English subtitles. Please reach out to me if you want to be part of that effort. The documentary itself is fascinating and I highly recommend it. And finally, Naga wrote an essay on Melee as an esports discipline and what big bucks would mean for the scene. I have to say, I entirely agree with the points made in this text, and I think you should read it, even if your opinion is different. Community news. Puddle Software is on a roll. After adding Ice and Pipsqueak to their roster, their newest player recruitment is Nikki. It's amazing to see my personal favorite doubles team having the same sponsor and evolving together. However, Nikki is not the only recruitment that Puddle Software has made recently. As I'm writing this, I don't know when the announcement will be posted, so I hope I'm not spoiling anything. But Knuckles from the Netherlands is joining the team on a 6-month contract for general consulting and event organization. And I'm also joining the Puddle Software team as a marketing consultant, and I have so many adventures planned with all of you. But I do want to make it clear, because I think that matters, that the EU Melee News Report is a project done by Go and myself, and is not going to change in any way or be affiliated to Puddle Software. I'm sorry for the very serious disclaimer, but I did feel like I should be clear about that. Jana, who lives in England, has reopened her Pokemon pin shop. I love what she does, and I must say I own most of her designs, and I love all of them. My favorite is her adorable Gemasaur. Check out her work, see if you like something. Back to more competitive things, Leffen has been invited and confirmed at Summit 11, where he will face North America's best, a few elected players, and the leader of the same circuit leaderboard. If that's not him, of course, in which case he would face a second on the leaderboard. It's so good to see him go back to the US and defend our honor. Now for upcoming tournaments. Max has announced Throwback, the first UK exclusive major since the beginning of the rollback era. Get on My Level is called Get on My Line this year, with a special European online bracket which is free to enter and has a $1,000 prize pool. It's going to be held on June 19 and 20, and you really don't want to miss it. And then Puddle Coliseum was last weekend. This invitational featured the best players in Europe, including Triff, who IBDW called his greatest competition in Europe, after winning an exhibition match against Ice. 12 of the 16 players are also in the current top 16 for the same circuit, the 4 exceptions being Professor Pro, Rix, Fuzziness, and Estzar. The real MVP of the weekend was, however, Leffen, who won the tournament without dropping a single game out of the 33 games he played. The website Upcomer, unfortunately nothing to do with Upgamer, published a few takeaways from performances at the Invitational that you might want to check out because they set up some fascinating future storylines for the scene. Finally, in more general news, Slippi got a major update recently. That includes the addition of chat messages on the character selection screen. The next update will be ranked mode. So I hope you enjoyed this report and that you will have a wonderful couple of weeks before we meet again in the EU Melee News Report. As a reminder, you can subscribe to this report in several formats, in written format, on Reddit and r Smash Europe, or through the news channel of the SSBM EU Discord server, as a podcast by looking for EU Melee News Report or adding the RSS feed to your favorite podcasts manager, or as a video edited by Go on the YouTube channel that I am still trying to rebrand properly. Thank you, by the way, for the 100 subscribers. It means so much. So shoutouts to Go for making the video, shoutouts to Friezo for the podcast and video music, and thank you as well to Vlurk and Lafungo for their help with the report this week. See you soon!